ಚಾಲಕ ನಮ್ದೇ.
Cool. Cheers. I'm so sorry.
Sorry. Cheers and then the sip later.
Thank you, Jeeva. Thank you for landing up.
Thank you for
and
calling
doing
me.
this. Yeah, I'm so glad. I'm so excited to see you because I think I initially wanted you. No, I didn't. It's not like I wanted, but I was planning to have you as the first female guest on the show. But you were busy, and also I think it was a season where
I wanted to come at that time itself, but then yeah.
But then no problem. You are the first. Forget female, or the first guest of 2022.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I never thought about it.
So you are the first. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And I think you are also the first professional dancer as my guest.
Wow.
Correct, Bhavesh? I don't think you've had a dancer so far.
Two things.
Yeah, two things. Two first.
So now I don't feel so bad about not being the first female.
Absolutely. You are the first female. No, first guest. Forget male, female. You're the first guest of. So hopefully you will. Your being the first guest of the year, it'll help the show. Maybe get more viewers. Maybe what do Tamil? What do they say? Not Mangalagara. Auspicious beginning. What do they say in Tamil?
Shubha.
Whatever.
Okay.
Anyway.
Mangalagaramana.
Whatever, Sagunama, whatever it is. So hopefully this will
definitely.
Maybe more people will, maybe more than 20-30 people will listen to the show now.
I'll be happy if that happens.
It's so good to see you. It's been a long time. I mean, though we do keep bumping into each other.
Yes.
I mean, pre-COVID. Post-COVID, we've not really bumped into each other.
I don't think so. We've just bumped in on Instagram
on
and
Instagram.
Facebook.
Yeah. But before that, we used to bump into each other.
Yes.
But we haven't really spoken in a while. Honestly, like we were just discussing before the camera started rolling. Though we've known each other, technically, I've met you from the time because we worked in the same agency.
Exactly.
I've known you for at least 15 years.
15 years it is?
At least.
I'm so bad with years, so I don't know.
15, 16 years.
15, 16 years.
At least. When we were both much younger.
Correct.
When I was young and you were very young. Right?
Yeah.
And yet, this is probably the first time we'll be sitting and having an actual chat.
Correct.
Where I'll probably... The amazing thing, and this is one of the reasons I'm doing this podcast.
Okay.
In the next 1 hour or 1.5 hours, or however long we feel like having a chat, I will know more about you, hopefully, in the next 1 hour than I have in the last 16 years.
Yes. So, the same here as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get to ask you questions as well.
We're just going to have a chat. So you can say or ask whatever you want.
Awesome.
But of course, my purpose of this show is to discover more about the guest.
Yes.
But I think it's obviously, I will be revealing, there will be some sharing about each other's lives, right? Yeah. To just to, what can I say, inform whoever is watching, all 20, 25, 30 people who might watch the show. I met you when we were both working in Ogilvy, but you were in Meridian. Correct?
Yes, correct.
I was in Ogilvy, you were in Meridian. And you were an art director.
Yes.
Right? You were a junior art director. You were...
Far from
what you're doing now. And you came from Chennai or Madurai? I know you're from Madurai.
I'm from Madurai.
Right? And you landed up... Hey, can you reduce the music a little bit more? One notch. Yeah. And also, there's no formality. If you need to take a break for anything,
cool.
You're allowed to. There's no...
I will need to take a break.
Yeah, dude. Whenever.
Cool.
There's no do's and don'ts. Yeah, it's a very chill, casual thing, right? So tell me about how did you get to Bangalore? Let's start there. How did you come to Bangalore?
So I am born and brought up in Madurai. That I don't know if I've ever discussed about.
I know you're from Madurai. I know you're born and brought up because you don't look like somebody who's born and brought up in Madurai.
Everyone says that, so I don't know the look because I was born and brought up there. So I know how people are like very diversified only. Like it's not.
When you think Madurai, when like I'm a Tamilian from Chennai, but even for me, when you think Madurai, you think heartland Tamil Nadu. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
See, my mom is from Madurai. She's Saurashtrian.
Okay.
So.
Saurashtrian.
Yeah.
Your mom's Saurashtrian.
My mom is Saurashtrian. Yeah. My dad is Chennai, but Andhra. My mom is Saurashtrian.
Wow.
So there is a Madurai connect there. But even for me, like my idea of Madurai is very hot. Dark, big, men with big mustaches.
Yes, that also, yeah.
But you are neither dark.
I don't have a mustache.
That too.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, you don't come across as somebody who's from a heartland city. You know what I'm saying? You look like you come from an urban. Like you say Chennai, oh yeah, you look like a Chennai girl. But when you think Madurai, maybe it's a wrong impression people have. But you think a little rural.
No, I get that like all the time. Like 90% of the people say that. Probably that's the perception.
Even the way you speak English, right? It's. I mean, I know it's wrong to say the people outside of the urban center. You don't have a Tamil accent, right? You don't have a Tamil accent. You don't have a small town accent.
Okay.
You know, you speak like anyone from any city in India.
Okay.
You know? So when you say, and the way you look like a sophisticated modern girl, right? And always, I think you've looked pretty much the same the last 15 years.
Wow.
You know? Yeah.
Okay, Sendil, stop it.
So I think that's why the Madurai thing is like wow. But so please go on.
Okay. So born and brought up there, and my parents are a little more like open-minded when compared to my friends' parents, and they were okay to let me go to Chennai. Like after my 12th, I wanted to go to Chennai to study, and that too I got like biotechnology, a seat. Yeah, biotechnology, because I did biomaths in my school. My whole family is full of doctors. My dad's a doctor. His sisters, like most of them, like 90% of them are doctors, sisters and brothers. My cousins are all doctors. So they expected that from me and my sister. I have a sister who's like 10 years older to me. She also like studied really hard, but she couldn't get a doctor's seat. So the expectancy of me being a doctor was like everywhere.
You have to be. You're the last hope.
Pressure was there, but then they knew that I was least interested in one thing, that studies, from like when I was a baby. So they thought, okay, maybe I'll go at least towards biology, some scientist sort of a thing. But then that also did not happen. I scored very less, but not like too less, not to get a technology seat.
Listen to me. You got a seat in biotechnology.
Yeah.
You could not have scored very less. You had to score. Biotechnology is, of course, you have to score much more to get a medical seat. But even getting a biotech seat, especially back in the day, we're talking 18 years ago. 18 years ago at least?
18 years ago.
Yeah,
sure.
Must have been. I know because biotechnology was just emerging at that time.
Yeah.
Correct?
True.
It must have been. So you must have scored pretty well if you got a seat in biotechnology.
That's what you think, like, because I think everyone around me were like padips sorts. So
in your gang, you were like a loser, but compared to the rest of us?
Maybe. Since you're saying that, I'm telling. So anyways, I didn't care about it because I was more interested in all these extracurricular activities. I was into sports. I was into this art and craft and painting mostly. From when I was a young kid itself, I got into this art from waste in Cholwanga. I don't know if you've heard that. So from the toothpaste cap and all, you make like those miniatures. So all that I make like from my childhood.
Today it's called upcycled art. Today.
Upcycled art, okay.
Yeah, because it's not recycling, it's about using things that have gone to waste and creating
something out of it.
Okay. Upcycling. So what you're saying, so you were upcycling things and creating art out of it 20 years ago.
Correct. So, every years in solla venda.
Let's not get into the years at the moment.
So that I'm very bad at, and
I understand. I completely understand. Trade secrets.
That. And so I had a very bad wheezing problem as a child. So I was like the precious one in the family. Like my parents were like, they love me more than my sister, I think. So all this was happening. And they weren't prepared to let me go to Chennai. But FDO fight panni. It's okay to talk in Tamil, right?
You can talk any which way you want.
So the biotechnology seat kachone, they said, okay, you're going to do this in Chulta. Then right at the time, one senior from school, she's like one thing, okay, like she used to take care of me when I was in school, and then she was in Chennai at that time in Ethiraj College. You've heard of Ethiraj?
Ethiraj was the happening college when I was young. When I was in college, Eti was
Chennai. You studied in Chennai.
I studied in Chennai. So when I was in Chennai, the most happening girls' colleges that time were Ethiraj, Stella Maris, and WCC.
Yes.
These three.
So Stella Maris.
And then when I passed out is when MOP Vaishnav had just been founded.
Okay.
It is just, I passed out.
Vaishnav, yeah, correct.
Yeah, and then I think for a while it was a happening college. Now I don't know. I have no idea now which girls' colleges are happening and all of that.
Yeah.
I think that
at
age,
that time it was like thorough in the
unlike
head,
you, I can admit that age is now gone. that era of my life.
That is when you realize, okay, you've grown out of all.
You don't have a choice. If I'm still, if people my age are still know which girls' college is happening, something's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Some things have to be grown out of.
Yeah.
Sorry, I derailed you. You went to Etiraj or what? Did you go to Etiraj or did you go to?
I went to Stella.
Stella.
So she sent me a prospectus of like, it was called Fine Arts. The course was called Fine Arts.
Oh, you were supposed to join biotechnology.
But this girl sent me the prospectus and I convinced my parents somehow. Like it took me months to convince because they weren't ready to let go of me.
Because from biotechnology to know their daughter is going into fine arts is like the other end of the spectrum.
Fine arts, like...
No, for your parents... We thought you're going to be a doctor, fine, at least a scientist.
Yeah.
You want to go to fine
arts. But
arts.
luckily, Sendil, my parents were like too broad-minded to think that way. They wanted me to do something that I love to do.
Okay.
Because they've seen me from childhood and they always supported me when I did this painting.
Whatever your passions or hobbies were.
Passion was. Even dance, like they encouraged me like to dance and everything. So when the seat came, like she was thinking because she has to be away from me, my mom mostly. And my dad's worry, girl child and going out of. And for me, in the head, it was like I wanted to get out of home. I wanted to explore the city and everybody's been talking. And this girl was like a happening thing in Chennai already.
Oh, she was from Etiraj.
She's from Etiraj,
she must have been happening, yeah.
So, like all the, actress Trisha studied there. Also,
yes.
Around the same time, I think she also studied.
Yeah.
So she would have been in her batch.
Trisha, I think, is a year younger than me. So yeah, she would have been around that time.
Yeah. So it was all like set and looked like too glam for me to miss out on that. And somehow
Stella
I cried.
Was happening, man. What a culture. What an alumni. And what a legacy that college has.
Seriously.
And of course, it's a really good college.
It's a good college.
Yeah.
Really good college. But the only thing is, the prospectus said fine arts, you're going to teach, they're going to be teaching practical art and everything. Because I wanted to sit and paint and learn sculpting and all that. Then when I went and saw, it was like fully theory.
Oh, it wasn't like a Madras Arts College, which is more your proper fine arts college. This is more a visual communication in arts kind of a course, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I went to Government College of Arts also. But then I saw all these guys with like long hair.
It's a different vibe.
Like very different. At that time, it was like, I got like a culture shock. Like
it's a very communist vibe. Even now, I think most art colleges, but not so much. Back in the day, it was proper communist, like long beard.
Long beard and piercings and all that.
Everyone looked very strict also.
Yeah.
All the art school guys. And they all spoke of socialism and they all spoke about...
and they did art on that.
Correct. Like, and they all spoke about the problems of the common man. That was a thread. But I think that's the beauty of an arts college, fine arts college education in Madras College of Arts or even Trivandrum College of Arts.
Correct.
It really takes you to the root of society. You talk about farmers, you talk about the workers. It really brings you down from an elitist school of thinking to a real, you understand, at least the art education helps you, I don't know, unlike most of us, really think about the plight of the people.
Definitely.
But of course, Stella has a different vibe altogether. It's more sophisticated, upscale.
More sophisticated and very, like you don't have that kind of freedom here. And theory, I dreaded because in school also I was running away from it and I used to go to competitions. So Stella, the same thing happened. I hardly went to college. I had like the minimum attendance possible. They had this credit system and all that. So somehow survived till second year. And third year, I flunked in a subject. Like one of the silliest subjects. It was an elective. And it goes by the credit system, right? So they told me, okay, this thing attendance is low, you go and compensate. So I used to go and play lawn tennis at that time. And compensate that points or whatever.
Okay.
Then somehow I thought I'm going to like make it out of there. And then the next plan was to come to Bangalore. So Bangalore is where my mom's native is Bangalore.
Okay.
And all my mom's
Your mom
brother.
is from Bangalore?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So my uncle, everybody is here. Not for that reason, but Bangalore seemed
it's
a little
Bangalore.
more glam than...
End of the day, I think Bangalore, not that it is any... maybe times have changed, but come on, 15 years ago, the image Bangalore had outside of Bangalore, especially if you're from Chennai or any of that, Bangalore had different,
Like it was like a hill station for us, like to come and chill, and the weather was different.
Yeah.
There were more trees.
I think Chennai has become a little more cosmo today, so Bangalore does not feel so different. But 15 years ago, the difference in the cosmopolitan nature of Chennai and Bangalore was...
definitely.
It was very vast. And that was a city that had all the pop culture.
Correct.
Like India.
Correct.
You had the rock concerts, you had the big bands coming in, the big groups. People used to drive down. I'm sure you've done it. Drive down over the weekend from Chennai, come to Bangalore,
once
party.
Once or twice I've done it.
We've all done it.
Yeah.
I don't think Chennai was very big on drugs. Of course, small pockets of people, I'm sure. But I think Chennai as a city...
MCC was.
MCC.
Because
correct.
I did 1 year there because I flunked in this subject. So they put me off to for a year of diploma there. So only two students in the class. Diploma
so you
in
did 1 year in MCC after your Stella Maris stint.
So I was everywhere there. So MCC was like another culture shock. This itself was one big culture shock. After that MCC, and there like everybody was like roaming around. It was all these rock bands used to be happening
Deep Woods. Yeah.
Exactly.
What a
how
huge,
you remember that name?
Huge. No, it was in my time. I don't know how it is now. In our time. In South India, it was one of the big cultural festivals, right? 2 big cultural festivals in Chennai. One was Sarang IIT.
Correct, Sarang was.
I don't know how big it is today. And the other one is Deep Woods, MCC. These were the 2 big cultural fests of Chennai, and they were big in South because you had participants from maybe not all over India, but you had participants all over different states. People came from Bombay and all to participate.
Brilliant that was. And every day it was like fun there. Like something or the other because they are practicing and then we'll just go and sit around because nothing was there to do. So 1 year I just enjoyed that. And somehow I went back. So this teacher called Sumitra was there at that point of time. So she flunked me because we used to... I was friends with these 2 girls in class and one of them is like she flunked in all the subjects. So you can imagine her. So we were talking to each other and then I think she got annoyed or whatever. She threw the book on me. And then I stood up and I just walked out of the class. I didn't tell her anything because I was scared what will happen. So she had that grudge in her head and she basically flunked me. And it was an elective subject. And out of 40 people, I was the only one who flunked in that. So everyone was like, oh, it's Sumitra, Miss Sumitra. I'm like, I went and spoke to her. I begged her because my parents was like, it was a big thing for them, to flunk in your final year.
Oh my gosh.
It was horrible at that time.
It's so sad that, I mean, now especially as somebody who's in his 40s, right? For me to think that, I understand. Now I realize how difficult teaching must be. I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
Not when I was 20, but now I understand it's a very difficult profession. At the same time, for teachers to hold a grudge against 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, it seems silly. Because now I realize, now when I see young people, 19-year-olds, sometimes, of course, they do stupid shit. Okay?
Yes.
You feel like slapping them, right? But in 5 minutes, you realize, we've all been there. We've been that stupid boy or stupid... Like, I know I've done some very stupid things, I've said and done stupid things in my life.
Yeah.
So when I see a 19, 18-year-old college kid doing stupid things, it's very hard to be angry for more than a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes, half an hour, one day. But for teachers to get so angry with a student that they want to flunk you and ruin, in a sense, your future.
Career for sure.
I think it's silly, and I wish maybe things are changing. Maybe teachers are also evolving, because I think they have very high pressure jobs, and very frustrating jobs, and they're not well paid. But this culture of having a vendetta against students now, I find it silly and really stupid.
Very stupid.
That a grown-up adult can want to take revenge on a 19-year-old boy or girl. It's so
like
sad.
Their ego gets hurt and they do something as big as.
No, see, I understand if let's say a student slaps
exactly.
Right? That I understand. Yeah, I mean, I think forget the teachers. I think college will take action and expel you, and I think that's fair. I think that kind of behavior cannot be condoned in any environment. If somebody's been abusive, beyond the point of decency with a teacher or faculty member, I think that student, unfortunately, has to be corrected, and the only correction in many cases is being expelled because one rotten apple can. But barring that kind of extreme mistakes, teachers should just realize these are young kids who are just one level above monkeys. Okay. And
so that is what we were at that point of time, like if I can think about it.
And that's the last phase of our life where we are actually worry free.
Yeah.
College is the last step. After that, no matter who you are, where you're from, your life changes.
Changes, exactly.
You become an adult and you carry the burden of your life and the world on your shoulder. Right?
True.
That 3 years, the last time that you'll probably be completely, even then you think you have problems, In college, I'm sure you had your own issues.
Yeah.
Right? In college, I had so many issues. And now looking back, I'm thinking, what an idiot.
Yeah.
I had no problems.
No, now if you were given a chance, would you go back to school or college?
I would not go back to study. Okay. Absolutely not. But I would love to have that experience again. I would probably
change things.
Experience that phase differently.
Okay, yeah.
I'd probably approach that phase differently with a more positive and open mindset.
Yeah.
I would probably enjoy that phase.
Definitely.
And
the kind of opportunities you had, the kind of people you met, obviously, you will want to go back.
You actually made, I'm not saying everybody, and maybe not in my case, you make real friends, right?
Yeah.
In school and college.
Exactly.
After that, of course, sometimes you do make real friends in life, but very few.
Very few.
And sometimes, not all the time. But in college and school, it's so easy to become friends with somebody, right? In the same class, and you get along, and
the vibe itself is totally different. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah, and it's sad that it's such an important phase of our life.
I might have just pushed her to it because we used to talk a lot. We were the only two who were talking in the class because everyone was scared of her. So, and a couple of times I think I must have spoken back. I don't remember so clearly, but this was very vividly. We slept in the class purposely. And and I had that reputation in college itself that I never used to attend college. I used to go to other colleges for their culturals. So MCC was one. Sarang had a competition as weird as kite making at that point of time. Kite making was a competition.
That's crazy.
You make, I used to go there. I used to win it also.
Nice. You won a kite making competition at Sarang in IIT.
Exactly. So I've got one big book of certificates and all. Now it seems okay, what am I going to do with these? Because it's all different from what I'm doing right now. But I feel good that, I experienced life there. I wasn't sitting and studying because I stayed with my aunt, who was a little too strict at that point, my dad's eldest sister. And then that is when I fought with my parents also. I said, I want to go out of here. And then they came and took me and put me in Rani Meme. So 1 year I stayed with my aunt.
Okay.
So இதெல்லாம் நடக்கிறப்போ காமெடியாக தான் இருந்துச்சு. If I have to think about it, it's a lot of drama. But I never used to attend college அப்படின்னு. Then from there I got here.
You came to Bangalore. And what were you doing here?
Here I joined.
So you started working in Bangalore?
No, I studied.
You studied some more?
Yeah, I did my PG here.
Oh, so you did a PG as well. Wow.
It's called a degree, but I don't think such a degree exists also. So I joined for sculpting. Okay, because again in the prospectus it said sculpting, and this time I was very sure, last time it so happened that it misled me into something.
It wasn't fine arts, whereas you thought it would be.
Yeah. And it was more of theory and everything. So here I thought, God will help me with this because I really wanted to learn how you sculpt.
So you work with your hands. Right? Creating art with your hands.
Exactly. Yeah. So inga vandu paatha, there was only one floor. I came with my mom to check the college out. They're still building it.
Oh God, one of those colleges,
Biggest scam I've ever seen or heard of in my family is they started taking students.
What's
and
it
we
called?
paid Rai University. So it was, ads were running on Z English and all. Big time they had money and everything.
I think most of these scamsters, that's how they get kids. They make these outrageous ads and put it on big channels. So people are assured, it must be reputed.
And
right?
All CG,
correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nobody will doubt it also.
CG, correct. You're right. That's what they would have done.
Exactly.
They would have created CG classrooms and
3D.
students.
3D.
What? They would have gone shot in some other college.
Yeah.
Possibly,
Possibly that also.
Or maybe they would have hired some filmmaker like me to come and make it look good.
But even if you do it with 3D, how these apartments and all they do, people will not be able to make out. And at that point in time, I don't think.
Even today, I think the average consumer will not know how an ad is created or a video is created. Right? It's easy to con people. Yeah.
So
sorry. But you joined the place.
I joined the place, and then we were stuck there because I paid the fees already. And then we got to know only one teacher was there for sculpting, and she's not a sculptor. and they just made us step on clay for like almost 2 months. And we had only, I had 2 other classmates with me, and we used to just go and step on clay because to knead it, you're supposed to step on it so the air bubbles don't come. So we were doing that, and we used to do this, and we used to step on it. So I stayed in a hostel to do that.
You stayed in a hostel, and you were studying in a college with 2 other kids in your class. 2 other kids
in my class.
Being taught sculpting by a person who was not a sculptor.
Exactly.
And for a couple of months, all you were doing is stepping on clay.
Stepping on clay and kneading it. So at last we started like asking, okay, what else is there? Because they wouldn't refund. So is there any course? Like how you go to a grocery store and if bread is not there, you're buying eggs. It's like that. And I'm like, okay, let me at least do something.
But things have changed. Today, they don't do the scams openly because you put it up on Facebook or any of the social media and put up videos, no? There are consequences today.
Consequences.
That is one of the good things about social media. That time you had to go file a case, go to court.
That is what we did actually.
Nobody would care and it'll take years for the verdict to come.
And the money you paid goes off in that.
And by then that fellow would have run off. The guy who owns it would have actually run off to some other city.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened?
Yeah. So they didn't pay the teachers. So the teachers also fled. And we are just stuck there, just the students needing clay.
So sad.
And then they put me on, they said, okay, there are 2 choices for you. One is film and television. There was a course like that. And for that, maybe better than my class because 5 students were there.
Wow. Not 2, there were 5.
And then we had a good teacher. Actually, I don't even think, his name is Kannan sir. He wasn't even paid, I think, but then he had that passion because people are interested and these kids are waiting every day for him. So he used to come regularly. Till the end of that college, he came. And I thought, okay, film and television was not my interest at that point of time. And I thought, okay, computer graphics. What course was that?
Animation.
Animation and computer graphics was the course. MA in animation.
MA.
Oh. So only if you do undergrad in that will you be able to do MA in that, right?
Correct.
But they promised me a degree in that.
Correct. Nice.
So I thought, okay, I should have a degree to get a job. I need a degree. Said, okay, let me just do this. And I ended up taking that up. We used to, by then it became 4 students. One more bakra happened. They scammed him and put him in the class. So 4 of us used to sit in that class with the computer. We used to learn Photoshop,
okay. But you did learn. So it did end up teaching you some things.
Yes, definitely. So we learned the hard way. I think that is why we don't forget it that easily. So Illustrator, Photoshop and some 3D stuff. So at the end of it, we wrote an exam also. And then came this news that we are not affiliated with any university, so you're not getting your degrees. Like we just give you something like a paper.
Yeah, it's a certificate that technically has no academic value.
Exactly.
But it's on the paper. It says you have an MA in this.
And at that point of time, it was very important that you get a degree in hand, right?
Correct.
So we fought for it again. We went on a strike, and then there was a flood that happened. The building was not strong enough, so all the landscaping wasn't done well.
Where was this college?
This was in Bannerghatta Road, Gottigere. That it was a proper village. Okay.
Oh God! 15 years ago, it would have been a village only.
Yeah. And the whole slush came off inside. So when we woke up, we put our legs down and there's water.
Literally clay, no? The clay you were kneading was literally, wow.
Till our knees, and then we...
Oh, you were staying in the hostel?
Hostel there.
Wow.
Terrible times. Anyways, like that happened, and then they somehow affiliated us because we fought and we went on a strike, and it became like a case. And they affiliated us with some weird-ass university in Chhattisgarh. Some IAS CEO or something like that.
Nice.
And we thought, okay, at least degree in writing.
At least, not even Osmania University. Some university in Chhattisgarh.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So got that, and then I started applying for jobs. That is when.
And that is how you got to Meridian.
That is a little more, I think, long way from there.
Yeah. Oh my God, you still haven't got to Meridian.
I worked in 3 other ad agency before I came to Meridian.
Oh, okay.
So, but then all of them were like crap. Because
really small agencies.
Small time, and then I wasn't treated very well in a couple of them because I was the only girl there. Even in Meridian, I was like the only girl for a very long time. Yeah.
Because they were a small setup, right?
Exactly.
Ogilvy had a lot of girls. It was just one floor below or above you. We were above you.
We were on the same floor, and then one more above, I think.
Correct.
Or below.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think, but we started with Meridian was very small, right?
Yeah, small.
Yeah.
Mahalakshmi Chambers.
Chambers. What a place.
Seriously, I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
So at last got, how I met Ramesh was like another brilliant story altogether.
So Ramesh, for anybody watching, was the creative director.
Yes.
That he was heading Meridian.
Yes.
Like the creative head of Meridian.
Yes.
He's also, of course, my good friend. As
Yes.
in, good friend as in he's senior, of course, to both of us. He's also my senior.
Yes.
I was supposed to join under him, but he didn't have a vacancy, which is why I joined in Ogilvy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
He put me on to
this, okay.
Deepak Joshi.
Joshi, yeah.
Yes, and Joshi, I went and met him, gave him my CD. You know, back then you had to give CD
yeah,
portfolio.
correct,
I was looking for a job from Chennai. I gave him my CD.
Okay.
He took it and said, okay, and that's it. Okay, yeah, nicely. Just spoke to me nicely. Took the CD and tata bye-bye. I said, this is not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
And I went and got a job. Got a job in Hyderabad. Yeah, I'm like feeling bad. Who goes to Hyderabad? Dude? Advertising in Hyderabad, not even back then was like.
So you got a job.
But I got a job. Of course, I got a much bigger pay and bigger designation because Hyderabad is not an advertising city, right? And I was leaving on Saturday or Sunday, okay? Because Monday I'm joining that agency. Friday he calls up and says, hey man, I saw your work. It's good. I'm like, okay, thank you.
Joshi? Okay.
Hey, yeah, man. Joshi calls.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw your work. It's good. I was like, okay. Thanks, Josh. Yeah. Like, okay.
Very softly.
Okay. Yeah, just come join. I'm like, come. Joshi, I met you weeks ago. I've got this job, and I'm going to get married also in 2 weeks. So I had to have a job and I've got this Hyderabad thing. Oh, okay. No, but if I don't, I would give up that job and come to Ogilvy, Bangalored.
Yeah.
But do I have a job?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm like, wait. No, listen, I need you to give me a real serious answer, okay? Because this is my life, okay? I mean, I can give up that job, and if I don't have this job, I'm going to have no job and be married, and that's not going to, it'll be going to make me look worse to the people, as it is the girl I was marrying, her parents didn't think much of me.
Okay.
At least I had a job. Imagine they found out I did not have a job. It would be worse. So I said, you got to tell me, properly, do I have a job? Yeah. Okay. And that's how I joined Ogilvy, Bangalored.
Wow,
that's how I joined Ogilvy. It was crazy. Yeah.
So I would have been do that. That's why I'm like.
Yeah, I would have been your colleague almost.
Yeah.
But I was. We worked together. But
it's okay. I think
I think Ogilvy worked out better because
better.
It was slightly bigger agency.
Yeah.
I think it had, being the parent company, it had more, I think, brands and accounts and whatever. In hindsight, I think it worked out.
Yes.
It worked out okay.
I'm sure.
Yeah. But you guys had a lot of fun also in Meridian. And I remember your work was pretty good. You were seen as a promising young art person at that time.
Is it? Okay. I wouldn't ever know. And I was like the sloppiest, I think, there.
Oh.
So I won't believe what you're saying.
What was your experience in Meridian?
Oh,
maybe that's what I heard. Maybe that's what I heard. I don't know.
Work-wise, I did not enjoy it one bit. Like work-wise, I don't think.
I think people just liked you then. Maybe because you were a hot chick, maybe people liked you or something, dude. I don't know. Because I only heard good things about you.
I don't know what happened, Sendil. But my work-wise, I think I was zero. Everyone else was better than me. We had Badal, we had Vimal.
Badal was talented. Yeah. Vimal is also a very good art director, but Badal is a different level of an art person.
Exactly.
As a thinker, Badal...
and Manu Sudhir.
Who?
Manu Sudhir.
I'm not sure.
Both of them copy and art. So they were like partners, always together. And Ramesh, of course, was brilliant.
Oh yeah, you're talking about, so all your colleagues are really high, rock stars, yeah. So yeah, I think it's hard to compete.
And for me also, to have learnt it somewhere and then...
but then you're also very new. How many years experience did you have when you joined Meridian?
I think 1.5, 2 years.
1.5, 2 years, nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
It takes about, I'm talking about a writer's perspective, right? It took me about 5 years to get an idea of what is advertising.
Exactly.
5 years, and then I had to work my ass off for 2-3 years out of pure ego to join everybody else, and then it took me a year to go ahead of other people. But it took me 3-4 years of aggressive, Katrenda, that kind of an attitude to really get past
But
people.
Sendil, you wanted to do that, right?
I did.
So it was never there in me. From the start till the end, I just wanted... I don't know how I got in there, but right?
You're not doing what you want to do.
Yeah, that realization never happened for me there. So I was just I liked the people around me, like my colleagues were brilliant. My boss was like even more. Oh, no
I can
one
imagine
can
Ramesh being a really
yeah.
good boss. I can imagine. Even
He is
Joshi.
super.
I mean, both are best
Both
of friends.
both of them.
They're both chalk and cheese. I mean,
Yes.
In color also,
Yes.
but in behavior, in personality also. No, actually, personality wise, they're very similar, right?
Very similar.
Very similar.
But even the
In
way
every
they talk
way.
is very
The way they
similar.
speak is very similar.
The way they
their
laugh
attitude is very similar.
Yeah.
And they're both great guys. And great guys to work with. No ego.
Definitely.
They had no... I think what I loved about Joshi and Ramesh, I
Yeah.
suppose, who I only know personally, not professionally so much, they were never condescending.
Correct.
They never looked down, oh, you're 15 years my junior. You know, like, who are you? They never had that attitude. They treated you like... And I think for me that was a culture shock. Working with Joshi. That having the senior guy who's been around, everyone respects him, and he's got a cabin
chill
and all. Very chill, yeah. He did not have that attitude of I'm your boss.
Exactly.
Once I was such a messed up guy, for me it was Bangalore culture, wow, Ogilvy, all was a dream for me to join Ogilvy Bangalore. And there I was, and I was partying with all these cool kids, I never saw myself as a cool kid. I always wanted to be a cool kid, but I was not.
Yeah.
And I was getting carried away, and so I had to finish some IBM nonsense. I used to work on IBM account, crap account, and I was doing some nonsense, but I hadn't finished it. Yeah. So I went down to Caesars, had a couple of drinks. Had a couple of drinks. Caesars restaurant above, below Mahalakshmi Chambers. Okay. And I was coming back up, and Joshi was sitting, and I was like, "Hey Sendil, did you do that? Some direct mailer for IBM?" Joshi, I'm just doing it. Hey, it's okay, man. I did it and I sent it off because it had to go at 7:30. I felt
Damn.
I felt so shit. I felt so bad. And the thing is, he didn't even say it with a hint of sarcasm, like it's okay. If it was me, I would have been like, if it was me and let's say Bhavesh was in my position, I had been Deepak's position, I'd been like, what happened to that job, man? 7:30? I'll do it now. It's okay. I've done it. I've sent it. Make sure it doesn't happen again. That's what I would have done.
Yes, of course.
That's what even a decent boss would have done. Saying, good,
I know.
I've done it for you this time. Please don't do it again. Right? That's what I would do. Most people would do. And there are guys who just blast the shit out of you and make sure you feel like shit. Joshi just told me, hey, it's okay. I sent it. Don't worry about it. And he walked away. And I felt so terrible.
Crazy.
I felt so bad. I
can imagine because I know them.
And I never did that again. Because...
I think that is the way they make you learn.
That is such an evolved, mature way to handle things.
Very. Right? And Ramesh was pretty much the same, like with me. And the way how I got this job was like, I don't think to anyone it has ever happened I think among our colleagues also. They properly applied for an interview and everything. So I used to go to this place called The Beach.
Of course, the beach was
happening.
The most happening place for a short while on 100 feet road, Indiranagar.
Yes.
It was, I think Joshi and Ramesh had shares in beach, I think, because they were there every evening.
Yeah, correct.
I had a feeling they were partners, sleeping partners in that company. That's my conspiracy theory.
About that, but possible.
They were there. No, I'm joking. Yeah. I'm joking. I don't think they had any actual shares, but they were there all the time.
And they're good friends with the owners.
Yeah, correct.
Good friends.
Yeah.
So that is how this owner of the beach, his name was K and Pankaj, they were partners. So this guy was friends with me and he said, okay, you're looking for a job. There's this guy called Ramesh. He'll be coming today for the sunset party. So you bring in your work, like you just show it to him. I'm like, there? Like, shouldn't I go formally for an interview? He said, no, he's very chill. You can. So then I realized, okay, Ramesh is this person. I don't know if I can be talking about this.
You can talk about it. I think they'll be very happy when they see this. I'm sure I'm going to send this clip to Ramesh for sure.
So Sridhar and I were friends at that point of time. So we weren't dating. And we met at the beach the first time. And then I went with Linda. I don't know if you know Linda Ramakrishna. Okay. So I went with my college senior and her boyfriend to the sunset party at the beach. And I met Sridhar at that time only. So we became very good friends and we used to make fun of everyone there. So Ramesh used to come in his black and black.
We used to call him, he was called Dark Ramesh.
Dark Ramesh, okay.
Yeah. Not because he was dark, which he is, but because he always wore black clothes, right?
Always. I've never seen him in any other color.
Yeah.
So he used to be like in that corner and he used to be like that all the time. Yeah.
What the heck, yeah. What shit, yeah. Guys,
Jeeva.
You guys are... Hey, Jeeva.
You can imagine that. So he's standing, he used to be that speaker dancer and then he's like standing next to the speaker and doing all this. So we used to go in front of him and make fun of him, me and Sridhar. Okay. We've laughed on his face also and he'll just very politely smile. So it used to like intrigue us. Like, what is he doing?
How
like,
this guy at this level of, peace?
But we never knew what he was, and he's such a big, like, he heads this thing, Meridian and all. Then he said, come today, I'll make you meet him and everything. This key. So I took my laptop in my party clothes. I am sunset party. So in the middle of the party, he says, okay, Ramesh is coming. You just come down, go meet him. So we went to this restaurant area, right? So I was waiting there, and then this guy comes in, Ramesh. I'm like, oh my God, what have I done?
This guy who I've been tripping on.
Yeah, seriously. And then, but he was like happy high at that time, I think. So he came in and he said, hi, what's up? And then, yeah, show me. It's okay. I said, is it okay? Should I come to the office? And he said, no, that's okay. So I showed him my illustrations and everything. And he said, cool, man, cool stuff. Okay, come down tomorrow to the office. I'll introduce to everyone. And then the same thing happened. What happened with you? I was worried if I got the job or not, or should I go and apply go for an interview. Only thing he said was, you have to meet my partner. There's a person called Ganesh who was there.
Ganesh. Yeah.
So he said, okay. Then I was like, okay, maybe this guy is so chilled out. So Ganesh, I don't know how he's going to be. So let me go and meet him. And he was like even more like Joshi.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Who, Joshi or Ganesh?
Ganesh.
He's a sweet
so
guy.
His character,
very
I'm
sweet.
saying,
yeah. Very sweet, very soft-spoken person. Very decent guy.
Exactly.
Decent guy. Very, what can I say? Well-behaved.
Yeah.
Nice person. Yeah.
So he just asked me a couple of questions, like where you're from, like how long are you here, do you have any plans? That's about it. And he said, okay, I was just waiting there, and he said, okay, you can come from tomorrow. And that's it. That's how I got the job. So I basically
that's
my interview happened.
That's how you became a visualizer at Meridian.
Yes, visualizer. Yeah, correct.
That was the designation, right?
Yeah, at that time. So
and you were there for a couple of years, right? You were there for
I worked there for 3.5 years.
Okay. And that's when, so you met Sridhar at the beach, your husband.
Yes.
Who's a dancer, who was a dancer even then.
Yes.
Right? And then for 3 years you worked. So, and then from there you slowly danced with him, and just, how did the whole dancing thing happen?
So I used to love dance.
Listen, I'm not going to, I don't usually do this, but I'm going to actually make this like a sort of a interview now because of the curfew, and I'm going to make sure I'm going to send you home soon.
Yes.
So I want to, at least for the people who might listen, I want to capture the interesting parts of your life.
Okay.
So I'm going to speed up. Usually I let things go at a casual pace. For you,
I'm okay with
and the circumstances, I'm going to push things a bit.
I'm okay with it.
So Sridhar, you met and you guys became friends, you started dating.
Yes.
So that's how dancing happened.
That's how dancing happened.
But you were never a dancer before you met Sridhar? Or you always into dancing?
I used to do this in school, college, competitions.
So you were always a dancer in school, these cultural fests and all that.
Exactly.
So you had a thing for dancing as it is?
Definitely. Okay. Had it, and then beach actually helped me explore that hip-hop side, because there used to be this hip-hop DJ called DJ Deepak.
DJ Deepak, I remember that name.
Yes, Deepak Baswaraj. So he used to play some good hip-hop. So that is when my interest towards hip-hop grew. And that is how I started off. And met Sridhar around the same time. And got to know that, he's a dancer. And then started dancing. I used to go after our office to the company, dance company.
Oh, and
the studio.
Learn and work with them, hang out with them,
yes.
Date and stuff like that.
So I started taking classes within 6-7 months. And then while teaching only, I learned most of it.
And you've been dancing now for how many years?
12 years now.
12 years. So it's been a full-time passion and profession for 12 years.
Yes.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yes, it's a long time.
And this is something that I've always wanted to ask you. I think because there's no other forum, so now this is a good time to ask you. You specialize in a form of dance called popping.
Yes.
Right? Honestly, I know about popping. Of course, now I'm seeing some videos and understanding it. I've heard of it only through you and from you, which is about a few years ago. I don't know why we had a chat and I asked you, what do you do? You said popping. I think a Wilbur video, and you did something in that.
Correct. Locking and popping.
Popping. And I'm like, what the heck is this thing? It's not break dance, or is it a kind of break dance? Popping.
So break dance is what they used to call it, because they didn't know the term. As in India, I'm telling, like not the people from America. So right now, people are aware of it.
I am a break dancer.
Yeah.
That's actually popping.
Exactly,
Is it?
that's popping.
Oh,
So
okay.
there is popping.
Mithunda and all, and we're doing popping basically.
Yes,
Okay.
very much.
Okay.
So that is more like
So
robot.
break dance is what Indians knew popping
Perceive,
as,
yeah.
but that was popping.
Yes.
Okay.
Break dance now is called how they go on the floor and do all those steps,
the
like the
rotating
6
stuff.
steps,
Yeah,
flips. So a b-boy is a break dancer.
Bebop is more
breaking.
Okay,
That's called
bebop
breaking.
is more break dance because
Yes.
I don't know, you're breaking what? You're breaking the movement, is it?
So breaking, I don't know how the
Okay,
name came,
okay.
but then
bebop
that is
is
what
closer to
B-boy.
B-boy.
Yeah.
B-boy. Okay.
b-boy is a dancer, and breaking is the dance that he does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what you specialize in is popping. So why popping? Why did you get into that? Because there are so many.
I don't know why.
Or is it because Sridhar is into popping? Is that?
No, he's not. One thing that he doesn't do is popping.
Yeah, because I've seen his dance. The way he dances, very different from what you do.
He does hip hop. Yeah.
Right, Chris. He does Sridhar.
Yeah.
Sridhar and Pillai, who's
Yeah.
one of the what can I say, biggest dancers in Bangalore. One of the most recognized dancers, at least from the dancers that I know. I've not seen him popping as much as you.
Yes,
right? I've seen you do this, do popping.
So I think it's the interest also, because from the beginning, I don't know if you know this guy called King Kong, who used to dance in...
I know King Kong from Peter Jackson. That King Kong I know.
No. This guy's a short guy, like he's a pygmy dwarf or whatever you call. He used to dance in one of the Rajinikanth songs.
Oh yeah, of course,
Yeah,
King
so
Kong.
he does
Okay,
that.
The really small guy in all the old Rajini films. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think he also had cross eyes. Right?
Cross eyes, exactly.
Yeah.
So his name is King Kong.
King Kong, correct.
And there's that thing where Rajini is lying down and then he plays the music, stops it, and then he stops that.
Oh yeah, he was a really good dancer.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, very good
so
dancer.
I never knew that is called popping.
Okay.
So what
Neither
he does
did I.
there,
Now I know that King Kong was actually popping.
Exactly. More than popping, he was doing something called animation, robot, and waving and all that. In that
robot,
video.
of course.
Yeah.
Robot, yeah. Robot dance was very famous.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be like him. I used to try learning all those steps, but without the foundation, like the basics, you will not be able to learn it that fast. But that is what I wanted. And he was my first inspiration to learn popping. Then slowly
so
after
first inspiration to popping was this short Tamil actor named King Kong.
King Kong, yes. Okay. He's fabulous. How good he is.
I remember.
Even
crazy,
today, if you have to see that, which Tamil actor did that? Even Prabhudeva did not do that at that time. So,
interesting.
He was my first inspiration, and then I started looking up videos as to how to do it, and for years I did not get it, because it's this dance is kind of very difficult when compared to any other style, is because you are training your muscle. So it's like how you basically pop. So it's these two muscles you basically,
Rude, camera is getting that, right?
Show it to the camera. That.
Oh my goodness. Wow. So you got to train your muscle to be able to do that.
So it's a contraction and relaxation, and the relaxation happens very quickly, and that is what you have to train it to do. So I do not know how you do it, because YouTube videos don't help you.
Correct.
Because there are like umpteen number of videos, and then each one is saying one.
Right.
So I couldn't learn it for years. I was struggling in that learning process, but then I figured out at one point, like, there's that day, right? Like you get some enlightenment.
I know. When you do something for a long time, suddenly that one day arrives when you're like, hey, I think I'm better.
Exactly.
In whatever it is. It could be different things. For me, it was in different things.
Correct.
But that one day you're like, hey, I can do this now. Right?
Correct.
Okay, I can do this. Yeah,
yes.
I know. Wow.
So that day happened.
That one Eureka moment happened.
Yes,
right?
Totally. And then I knew, okay, this is how you do it. And then I started understanding what difficulties I had when I was trying to pop. So I built a set of drills that will help anyone who's learning it now to do it better.
Isn't age a factor? Because all the popping I've seen on YouTube and stuff is very young guys who are also super skinny boys.
Yeah.
Because I think they don't have much fat or any kind of, and also young. I think because they're young, nubile bodies, and I think that's how they must, I don't know, I'm assuming that. So doesn't age play a factor?
I think it also depends on more than age, because I know a lot of dancers who are like...
Because you started in that sense from your story, not very young. You must have been in 20s when you started.
Yeah. So I started very late. Like both of us, in fact, started very late, this thing. But I see a lot of dancers who are really old still in the game and killing it.
No, it's one thing to start young and continue.
Be consistent and
continue till you're older. But
okay.
to start a little older and learn, especially something like popping.
I always wish I started early. Yeah. Definitely there. But then.
So has that been difficult? The fact that you started late and you're doing this thing where you're teaching your muscles and your bones to move a certain way.
Yes.
Has that been a real challenge? Must have been, right?
Not really, because I don't know. I don't think too much about the age. I think that is the plus point in this, because I never thought like I shouldn't even put this video out because I'm too old to be doing this, because there are a lot others who are young who are doing it brilliantly, and it never occurred to me. And
I think so. One thing I've admired about you, and even more so now after you've started your character Savage Baby. When I first saw you popping, I'm saying 10 years ago when you started, right? And I've seen videos and used to try this. I'd be like, what is she doing? Because I never got that art form, I didn't understand what this was. And I never seen something like that. I think now as you mention these characters and these, King Kong, I like, oh yeah, it is a variation of what you're doing now. And I think I've seen your journey. You have your videos now, your dancing, the movement is more fluid and what you're doing is more, I understand.
You're able to understand,
I'm understanding,
I get
right?
that, yeah.
Initially, I did not. But what I admired was, I don't think you cared, right? I don't think you cared whether anyone got it or not. That's amazing.
I think even more than that, because people are still understanding what popping is. So I was welcomed at most times. Unless there are very good poppers who used to tell me, what are you doing? You're not even popping the right way. But people who are layman, and they haven't done or seen this before, they're like, wow, what is she doing? Even if it's a small wave I do, they really admire it. So that kind of helped me to build that confidence. But Savage Baby, like you said, is something that I actually built myself to build that confidence, because that's something, it's so bizarre that a lot of people don't get. What is she doing in this age, like acting it's like crazy. A kid? So
again, because of time, I'm gonna press you,
please
press you to understand, press you to explain.
Yes.
Savage Baby, this character you created 2 years ago? I think I saw your first video before COVID. I think much before COVID you did this first video.
Yes.
I was like, dude, this is quite crazy. What is this Jeeva doing? But I'm an admirer of crazy people, because I also do my own stupid crazy things. I've been doing crazy things for a while now. So I admire crazy, and I admire crazy people or people attempting crazy things without worrying about what other people think. And when I saw your first crazy Savage Baby video, I was like, hey, this is sweet. And I thought maybe it's just one of those things people do, because a lot of people were doing dub smash back in that time.
Yeah, dub smash, yeah.
So I thought, okay, she's doing something. But then you have stuck to this character. It wasn't one video. It wasn't two videos. And then I saw you made a third video and a fourth video. And you've been building on this character called Savage Baby, who is sort of not in a mean way, but in a funny way, a retarded little girl. Is that the character? How would you describe Savage Baby?
Your teacher gave you essay or what to write? So much you're writing. Huh?
More than that, it's someone that I was as a kid. It just did not come out because my school friends get it. Because a lot of messages I get from Facebook, because you know how you connected through Facebook. I used to, I still get messages like that, because some people, while they don't get it, these guys understand it so well, is because they're like, we remember you in school and college, like you used to be like this, like, it's more, I think, more than crazy. It's someone who doesn't feel scared to say what she's got in mind. And there are like a lot of unfair things that are going around. So it's not like the onion types, but you can probably like say a milder version of somebody who wants to...
it's a satire on the stupid things that happen in society.
Yes.
And through this character, you're making fun of the stupid things that happen around us.
Yes,
is that one
around
way of
us,
defining it?
around us, or like among her friends. Like I wanted to portray her friends in school, like what all they do, and it'll be interesting because a lot of people remember their school days and they recollect a lot of nonsense that they did, and they can relate to all these videos that I'm doing, like how we used to sharpen the pencil and make it like this small, and still we'll be writing with that, and it's so precious to put it in the box.
Why did you start? How did this occur to you? Savage Baby, the name and the idea of doing this. How did it occur?
This is something, I don't know if you'll believe this, but I don't know how it evolved at all. Like I can't clearly mark, okay, this is how it started. But my dad had the COVID in first wave, that is 2 years ago. So I'd gone to Madurai. I had like a lot of time at my disposal.
Oh, so you started during COVID?
Yes, during COVID only. I think a little before first wave. You can say the first wave. So that is when I started, and I thought,
you had the time and the place and the boredom and nothing to do, and you said, hey, I'm going to do this.
Yes.
And you came up with this name. How did you come up with the name Savage Baby?
Savage Baby is something I was thinking of, anything related to baby, and then suddenly this baby is savage, and that's how it came.
Savage is a new term.
I don't think I changed the name. Like I never thought of an option also, I think.
Okay.
I just went with it, and then I looked up also, is there anybody? So I saw only baby videos, baby doing like stupid stuff, like beating up their own parents and all, as Savage Baby. So I thought, okay, let me just go with this. This is going to click.
So you created this character.
So I created it.
And how's the reaction been? In general,
it's great. It used to be really good, but then I took a break in between. So there it kind of like died down. But then I'm very focused on building and taking it forward. So I'm creating like stories. Like recently, I don't know if you've seen that one which I did on not LGBT, but
I haven't been following on social media too much because last 1 month I've been busy with some stuff. But I do follow you. Whenever I see your video, I'm like, dude, what has she done now? Because what you do is. I think it's crazy. Yeah. I think it's funny. I think it's damn bold. I think it's bold that a grown woman without any inhibitions is able to, make and you make your own videos, right? You make your own videos by yourself, write your own script.
Yes.
You're creating this caricature all by yourself.
Yes.
And I see it today. It's a character. It's a proper character.
Yes.
Whether it's big or small, whether it has commercial potential or not, these are different parameters. But you have created a character.
Yes.
And I think that's commendable. Yeah. I think that's commendable.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And what do you? Out of curiosity, what do you plan? Do you plan to do anything with it?
With the character, like I don't have a goal as such, but then I want to entertain people and I want to make them laugh, because I think she being the serious character, because you can't see Savage Baby laugh at all. That's one thing that she doesn't do. But the way she addresses the silliest of things and the way she talks, and that's my own voice, by the way, and people think that I've put a filter, and that is why it wasn't clicking for a long time.
As in, I assume it's your voice, but you've tweaked it. As in, you've made it one pitch higher or something.
No, it's like my own voice. I change it.
Oh, so you actually, that is you changing your voice. You've not used any kind of, what can I say, sound engineering tool to make it one pitch higher or
actually,
anything.
one of the videos, I think in the beginning what I did, it didn't fit into the reel because only 30 seconds was allowed in the reels. So I sped it up, like that, only that video. But then I think people also thought that, okay, it's too squeaky to be a real voice.
I mean, an actual human voice. Right? Oh, so that the squeaky voice is your voice. You modulate your voice and you create it. Wow.
So that I think came because I used to talk to Kapi like that from when he was a baby.
Who's
my
Kapi?
Dog.
Oh, okay.
So, and I used to talk in Tamil also to him. I think that is how that came about. And that character itself, I think it's got like a lot of inspiration from that.
Okay.
The voice created the character, I could say. But then I got into like a lot of shit because of this thing I did with Remo, no?
What did you do?
These guys, the reality show guys, judges, Remo and Terence Lewis.
Please tell me about this. I know Remo, I know Terence Lewis.
These guys are big, and then they say such nonsense on the show.
I can imagine all these reality show judges are very obnoxious for the sake of TRPF. It's all planned, it's all rehearsed.
And they know how serious it is also.
And they all think they're getting inspiration from that American Idol where Simon Cowell sits and, says nonsensical things.
Yes.
Anu Malik tried copying that. Yeah. So it's called the heel character, playing the heel. Where you're the obnoxious and rude one.
Yeah.
And you say it under the guise of being blunt. and being straightforward and being honest. I think it's ridiculous.
It's not even about that. It's about them telling something really wrong, thinking that people are going to believe them anyways, because the crowd that's watching the reality shows
Don't
are
know
not
any
street
better.
dancers.
Yeah.
Like street dancing, the street dancers are the community which battles and they cipher all these people. So it's more into the freestyle. It's not the choreography dancers I'm talking about. So these guys are very boldly saying all that is because it's the villagers and people from small towns who are watching them. So they just blurt out terms like crazy. So what happens is, the people who come for the class don't understand. So they observe it like, Remo sir bahut bada hai, like, I have to follow him. So they believe all that, and they used to come and ask me. They actually termed something called HT popping. It's because that guy did it it was very clear. So people actually, it misled people to think that there's a term like that and there's a style called HT popping, like animation. And so I used to have students who came and asked me like,
Can you teach me
HT popping kya hai? So what is that? I also asked, because I don't follow any of these reality shows because I think it's bullshit.
It is. Reality TV is very low bro. Yeah, it's
exactly.
really, it doesn't teach you anything. It only makes you dumber. I
exactly.
feel. Yeah.
And the judges there, they don't even know the forms themselves. So
I think judges are selected also like that. People don't have much else to do.
Yes. And there's like a big mafia happening with this itself, if you see, like, because they don't let anybody else come into that. They want to do their own shows. They want to do their own whatever.
I can imagine.
So I did one of the videos.
So you made a video making fun of this culture.
Yes.
And that
not culture. I called them out.
Oh, you told
them, yeah.
You told Remo and Terence.
Yes. It was a proper call
What's
out.
Name? Remo and
Terence Lewis and Remo Fernandez.
Okay, Remo Fernandez is a big guy, right?
Sorry, Remo D'Souza.
Remo D'Souza.
Is the
Remo
singer,
Fernandez is the musician.
Musician.
Right? Okay.
So I put the video out also, and people shared it like crazy because everyone agreed. Like there were like a lot of people who shared it, and
what kind of pushback did you get?
So I'm sure that they've seen it, but they did not react to it. Like they acted as if they don't, because they're big right now. So
also,
they know that
they know that if they react, it's gonna get bigger.
Exactly.
More people will see it.
More people, publicity, right? Negative publicity. So so that went like...
That went kind of viral. Okay. But did you get into any kind of trouble for any of your videos?
Yes. Kafka Academy of this thing. There's a dance school or whatever. Online. They do online. So one of the girls, they said... Tiger Shroff and Hrithik Roshan are the pioneers of hip-hop. Okay.
Wow, okay. Even I don't think that's true. Though I don't know much about dancing. I don't think even Hrithik Roshan, Tiger Shroff will feel that's true.
Exactly. Yeah. But they came, they're on board with them as ambassadors, and they are representing hip-hop. So I put that video of her saying that, and then that was my first video on that, this thing on Savage Baby. So what is that you're saying? And Savage Baby is asking, what you're saying, like all this. So those people immediately contacted me and said, please take the...
Kafka Academy people got in touch and said, take it down.
Yes, because Tiger Shroff's manager or someone is closely associated with this company. And it became a big scene because I said, I will not take it down. They said, okay, our person's face is there, so you're not allowed to use it. I said, okay, I'll block the face. So within that, what they did, they applied some pressure and they took down that video. Within 15 minutes, it was down.
Okay.
But by then, some 100 shares had happened. People have downloaded that video and all and kept. So anyways, like that never got like really big, but there were like a lot of pressures, and
but it's still weird, right? When someone calls you and threatens you saying take that, it must have been a lot of pressure.
Yeah. But I wasn't scared because what I said was right, and people are supporting me for that. Right, so I know that there are like.
But it's fun, people. Right? It's fun to have people react to your video
exactly.
Like this, right? So you must a part of you must have been like, okay, it's working.
It's working,
reaching
definitely.
People out.
And so what I said is, I will not take the video down until on YouTube and wherever you've mentioned them as ambassadors, take it down. Take those words off and replace it with whatever information you're supposed to rightly say. So they didn't do that. So what I did, I will not take this video down. I started keep on like putting it in my story, and people were sharing it. So after that, what they did, automatically on the YouTube they changed it.
Okay. They changed their content
They changed
on
their
YouTube.
content, yeah.
Okay.
They removed them from the ambassadors.
So you actually, your Savage Baby video has forced some company to change the information that they provided on their social media sites. That's incredible.
So that happened. That was the first one. So this one did not, because these guys are really big. So I knew that, okay, it's not going to happen. But at least I wanted people to be aware of what is right and what's wrong, and what they're saying is like really wrong on the show. So
you're really serious about dancing in the dance community and
yes,
what happens.
I'm very passionate about it, and people also look up to me in the community, because we are probably the in Bangalore, definitely we are the ones who started it, and so they look up to us. HipHop.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, Sridharan is a pioneer of hip-hop dance in Bangalore, right?
In Bangalore, yes.
He is. Yeah, that much I remember. That's what he's known for, as one of the first and foremost hip-hop dancers in the city, right? And he's been doing this for how many years?
He's been doing it for like almost 20 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I should have him on the show.
Yes.
No, not immediately. I want we can't have two dancers back to back. But he's a lot more interesting looking guy, man. He still has dreadlocks.
And it's grown like
you and I look like regular
now.
people, of course. You're a better looking person than me. But Sridharan is not a regular looking guy. He's an extraordinary looking guy.
Definitely.
2 questions to end this. One question. How did your parents accept Sridharan? Doctors, how did they accept a son-in-law with dreadlocks in Madurai?
Yeah, I told you how my parents are. Like, they're very open-minded.
Incredible. I would have just...
And they love him for what he is. Like, it's nothing about his...
Amazing. Congratulations. I'm so happy for the two of you.
Thank you.
Second question. How did your parents, I know they're open-minded, broad-minded, react to Savage Baby? Where you...
They loved it. Because I told you, right? They saw me as a kid. So my mom's first reaction, and one of the reasons why I'm doing that every day, even though it's so super tiring, it takes a lot of effort, and when there's so less views and
it can be. I think when you have less views and likes, sometimes it can be demotivating, because you're like, what am I doing it for, right?
Exactly. So I'm doing it for people to watch it. So that's something. But
it's grown. The following has grown.
Yeah, it has grown. And something happened on Facebook. Like, one of my videos clicked and went like viral. I've got like some 12 million views on that video.
12 million views?
And then my followers on Facebook has become...
I saw 30,000. You have 30,000.
Today it's touching 50 almost.
You have
49.
50,000 followers on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That was a dance video that clicked. I danced in one of the weddings, like Chuma freestyled. We have the ciphers, right? So I'm doing popping.
Now you're Savage. So is that Savage Baby or is it you? This video?
That clicked. That is me.
Okay, it's you as a dancer.
Yeah,
it's your dance video that's gone
dance.
viral. Okay, but Savage Baby is...
They got to see the Savage Baby. Okay. Now I'm
that's
trying to...
That's the beauty of having multiple content, right?
Yeah.
Each content, each sort of vertical helps push the other, right? Your dancing can push Savage Baby, Savage Baby can push your dancing, right? Yeah.
And I'm hoping that it can push Savage Baby now, because that is something that I want to do, and then I want to do it side by side along with my dancing. But
okay, only because there's a curfew in town and I know I have to release you. I want to end this chat right here. But you know, it's been, I feel like the interval has arrived. You know, I feel like this is the time we take a break, go out for a smoke and come back and start.
We've not taken a break. Like
we've not even, I feel we just scratched the surface of your life, because I think you're a super interesting person.
Thank you so much.
And I wish we had more time. Maybe we can do this again. Maybe after I've had 10 other guests.
I'll be happy to, you call me anytime.
Maybe you can come with Sridharan and you can be the guest. You know, wish Sridharan. Would love to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you soon. All the very best to you and Savage Baby.
Thank you so much for calling me.
My pleasure.
Was like super. I opened up a lot, but I don't even think I've discussed about this with the rest of the Ogilvy people I worked with. So
that's the beauty of this show. The reason I'm doing this, right?
You can get a lot of insights also.
I think there's so many interesting people, but their stories, where do you share it, right? Where do you share it? Yeah. Unless you become a celebrity, then people run after you, journalists want to know, and Wikipedia will write about you. Yes. But I think there are many people who don't come under the category of celebrities, who yet have so much of stories, so much of content that can inspire, motivate, and at least educate many people.
Yes,
like even you, it's very hard to pinpoint right away, but I'm sure there are parts of this conversation and knowing about how you approached life and what you're doing that can motivate men and women out there. Just saying, hey, this is an interesting way of looking at life.
Correct,
right?
correct.
So thank you for sharing your
Thank
life
you.
and sharing your
Thank
stories.
you so much.
I hope to hear a lot more from you.
Yes.
Maybe next time.
Next time.
Thank you.
We should do this thing on mocha jokes.
And next time you come early so that we can spend more time.
Yes, definitely.
And hopefully there'll be no curfew next time.
6:30 I think was a good time, I think.
No. I think it came at the right time. Unfortunately, we're living in a difficult time.
Yeah.
So all the very best.
Okay. Thank you so much. All the best for your show.
Thank you.
It's going to be a hit soon.
I hope so. I hope more people see it.
Yes.
So that, this kind of good content.
We'll definitely get there.
Yeah.